Good evening, everybody. It's Valerie here. How you going on this lovely drizzly evening if you are in Sydney? I'm coming to you after actually walking in the rain, one of my favorite things to do after a massive big conversation today that needed some reflecting. And as I came back, I decided that it was time for me to challenge myself and actually invert this video by telling you 3 things to do when you're talking to a teen. So here's how it's going to go. You get the 3 things in the first probably hopefully 1 minute of the video. Then if you want to hear me unpack it, you listen to the next 3 minutes of the video. And if you want a little bit of an inspo spiel, which relates to Mickey, who I'm wearing, you stay for the rest of the video. So 3 things. The first thing, ask open-ended questions. When we ask closed questions, without realizing it, we're actually making judgment already on what they are saying. By asking open-ended questions, we actually sit in a space of curiosity and we elicit much more information from our teenager. But beware, open-ended questions does not mean it is an interrogation. So do not sneak attack closed questions as open-ended questions. For example, tell me about how you might think your teachers are actually dumb. That is a sneak attack. So number 1, ask open-ended questions. Number 2, really important, you need to be able to elicit and understand their point of view 100% before you offer up anything to them. Assume nothing. Here's why. By the time a teenager actually has a conversation with you, they've probably talked to 500 teenagers whom they probably don't know. They've also probably missed the bus, spilled tomato sauce on their tie, and walked past the girl that they've had a crush on. And so therefore, there is a bazillion things that is underneath a statement. And so what you want to do is hold back from offering any sagely advice or well-intended interpretations of the event until you are able to 100% articulate the point of view. What this means, articulating the point of view, is being able to say it back to your teen. So what you're saying is this, or what you're feeling is this. Is that what it is? So you want to actually get to the point that by the time you say it, that they have said, yeah, that's it. And haha, you will get that moment when the music comes on and they say, you totally get me, mom or dad. Number 3, I've already forgotten number 3. I'm not very good with the 3-point thing. My number 3 point, oh lordy, what was the number 3 point? I actually wrote it down so that I could remember. Valerie, what was it? Elicit the point of view. Oh, yes, listen for the vulnerability in the message. Here is a tip for all conflict conversations that is emotive and intense. There is usually a vulnerability that is hiding underneath the statement or the issue. Everybody, here it is, people, everybody has a need to know that they are lovable, that they are worthwhile, and that they are enough. And when you are a teenager, you're not quite so sure of those 3 things. And so very often what may be going on under a conflict situation or what we think is a misbehavior is actually a vulnerability. So you want to be listening out for what is the vulnerability piece in there. I felt embarrassed. I felt ashamed. I wasn't sure if what I was doing was right. Now, you're not going to get to that if you don't do step 1 and step 2. Step 3 is master level, talking to adolescents. And it's probably those 3 things that we do as therapists just over and over and over again. Now you get the unpacking of it. The reason why I decided to come online and to talk about this is I started to realize that I've been very, very aware of a backhanded kind of attitude that we have to young people in what I guess I would say is youth culture. I think we very much forget that you and I were once young people. And yes, we had hormones raging. And yes, we had more hair and nicer skin. But we also had a bunch of really pressing issues that we were trying to figure out. So when you snuck out of in the middle of the night and went to King's Cross and grabbed your friends with you in their pajamas, there was something behind that. You weren't just bratty or annoying or broken somehow. There was something going on in that. And so we need to remember that our young people don't just flock towards a youth culture. They're flocking together in a season of life where they're trying to answer some basic questions. Am I okay? Are you okay? And is the world okay? So the dream within a conflict is the thing that some couples counseling talks about. We want to be able to actually get to the point where we listen in, really listen in to that, and not backhand them, because the youth of today are dealing with issues that we possibly didn't think a lot about. The environment, they're thinking about race issues, they're thinking about even politics, what they think of Trump. These are all things that they are faced with because their media and their source of information is social media. And we need to be able to give them a space where they can truly be listened in, because before they let us in to help them to shape how they're coming to their conclusions, they need us. Which now brings me to the last bit, which is the inspo bit. Well done, you who has stayed on. My Facebook Insights will tell me how many have stayed on. I am wearing a Mickey Mouse jumper. Now, if you didn't stay on and if you weren't interested in my point of view, you may have just walked away thinking she's in her pajamas doing a Facebook Live. There she goes again. 50% correct, 50%. But the other 50% is, why does Valerie have a Mickey Mouse jumper pajama top or whatever? And that is because the point of view, hey Kenny, hello my friend, the reason is the Mickey Mouse icon is an amazing icon, very meaningful for me, because there is a statue in Disneyland of Walt Disney holding hands with Mickey Mouse, and it is a beautiful statement of the respect that someone has for a dream, and it is a beautiful statement of the intent behind that dream, and that is to reach children and to not sweep them away from reality, but to give them hope and inspiration. And so for me, Mickey Mouse represents many, many things, not just because it's comfy and a great thing to wear on a live video and get people talking. I'll catch you later, Kenny. Cheers.